Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we finished off the Carpenter's questline and we started on the Smithing questline. Today we're gonna go and continue. Just the last I was open to see. You're a bleeding godsend, you know that? You'll be happy to hear that three folk were mightily impressed with them samples you made for that son of a whore. Even the shrew had to admit I'd done a good job. But who gives a damn about business, eh? You're here to smith, am I right? So, be a good lass and whip us up an iron crossbeam hammer, will you? Oh, before you run off, I should probably mention that Smith here ain't selling iron at present. Grand company contracts take priority, see? And the shipwrights need all the stock we can lay our hands on. So you'll have to get iron on your own. Be it by mining or buying. I'd sooner go to Hawker's Alley myself, but then I ain't the coin. But then it ain't my coin. There we go. And one more thing. I don't want just any iron crossbeam hammer lass. I want one melded with materia. You know what materia is, don't you? It's like, say, I'd got an apron I'd been using for years and years, and it'd get all soaked through with sweat, but instead of just sweat, it'd taken up a bit of me, spiritual lessons or something. Well, that essence can be pulled out and turned into stuff called materia, which is like a sword or crystal that you can attach to gear to make it stronger and so on. Needless to say, I don't know how materia works, but there's supposed to be a gobby who does. Name's me the mix if memory serves, and he's got a camp out in Thailand. Track him down if you need some proper guidance. Right, so we need an iron crossbeam hammer. Okay, need iron, elm, and cotton. Iron. Elm. And then some cotton cloth. Yeah. Right, iron crossbeam hammer. Okay. Slade just comes walking in with a freaking hammer drawn. And also in a dress. Right, let's go and get some of my other materia, I guess. Sure. I'll just split one off. Let's go and melt. Wait, what? Really now? Of course it would have to be a crafting piece of material, alright. Which in theory isn't an issue. Why is it not an issue, you may ask? Well, actually, it would just in general not be an issue if I just did this. Right over here. In the meantime, what did I get? Competence Materia 3. Pfft. Oh wait, maybe that's the... Oh, right. That's probably the reason why I can't melt that materia on it, because it's too high level. Let's go and just get like the lowest shit that I have. The lowest shit. Let me go and split one off of that. Oh boy. Oh god. Crossbeam hammer, melt, quick arm. The best piece of material to put on that thing. Yes, we're going to do this. Meantime, give attention to my cat. Got the number from me yet? Don't forget that she needs a piece of material stuck to her as well. Any kind will do, by the way. Don't have to be... Jesus. Yep, and now I've got a cat stuck on my sweater. Don't have to be from an apron. Right, milady. Ow! Jeez. Stop. Nope. You're gonna have to let go. There we go. Jeez. One thing I don't miss from having a cat is getting stuck in your clothing. Damn fine work as always, lass. Just got a good heft, this one, the kind you just don't get with bronze. You're tired quicker, of course, but that's a failing of the arm, not the tool. And even if you'd work up a sweat, I reckon her cotton-wrapped grip would keep her firmly in your hand, where she belongs. Ah. It's common for smithies to make their own tools, you know. There's no better way of getting just what you want, see, assuming you're half decent. I, for one, have always made me own. Bugger me. Though I'm starting to wish I'd asked for 2 of these, so I could keep one for myself. You should let me buy your drink sometime, lass. You've done a lot for me, and I don't want you to think me ungrateful. In fact, I'm wondering if we ought to put your skills on display more prominently. Really show our potential customers what the guild has to offer. No need to fret about that for the time being, though. You just keep on hammering away, alright? Take it from me, lass. You'll do your best work when your only concerns are the hammer in your hand and a vision in your head. May our God's blessing be upon you. Quest complete. You've come a long way since you first joined up, lass. Some smithies might be content to eke out a living selling cheap tools and weapons, but not you. Don't be satisfied till you're the best, am I right? Oh, that's the stuff. Always seeking to better yourself, ain't you? I respect that. If you have no motivation, it's only a matter of time before your work starts to suffer. Your customers start looking elsewhere, folks start whispering your best days are behind you, your wife runs off with a goddamn merchant, and next thing you know, you're just another poor sod running as hard as a wench. But that won't happen to you, will you? Or will it? You produced quality work back when we had a deal with them 3 folk, and now I need you to do the same again. We're after another big contract, see? There's a bloke in town was looking to buy a boatload of steel, but he won't place an order till he's sure we can deliver first-rate stuff, so we need to send him a sample of our finest work. Now, it takes a lot of skill to forge a borrowed high-quality steel, but if you've got all the ingredients, you're halfway there. Saying that, it can still be a right pain in the arse. But I know you're up to the task, lass. When you've made the thing, give it to that horse and merchant from before, Phaser, aye, so as he can deliver it to his client. Now I need to make a high-quality piece of steel. Alright, back I am. After a little bit of helping. We meet again. Assuming you're here to deliver the steel, know this. If it's not first rate, I won't present it to the client. Very well. Inside, Smith. Quite how you learned to smelt such excellent steel, I don't know. But I do know that it had naught to do with your wretched mentor's teachings. Other than mere iron, yet not so rigid as to be unworkable. It cannot have been easy determining the exact quantity of bomb ash required to achieve such a balance. Speaking of which, just how did you acquire the ash? Don't tell me you went and sued the Void Sent fiends yourself. The markets are hardly a reliable source, I know, but risking death in a fiery explosion is beyond reckless. Still, if that's what it took, I admire your dedication. I suspect your Forge Master will soon be receiving some good news. I only hope he remembers to toast your name when he adjourns to the wench to celebrate. Next. I'm waiting for you to come and see me, lass. Seems you've got yourself an admirer. And I ain't talking about me neither. I'm talking about someone else. It was only a matter of time before folks started asking questions about who was responsible for the guild's recent change in fortunes. You're the custodial soul knight in Bloodshore? Because that's where your new admirer lives. In case you don't know the place, it's a favorite resort of Old rich and famous. Oh, that's right, I'm talking about one of them. Asked for you by name, they said they wish to commission the great Lindla there and no other. This could be your chance, lass. It ain't every day you get invited to curry favour with such a wealthy, blatant client. At first I thought it was just Beauregard who was watching over you, but I'm beginning to think that two-faced bugger Nolthal might have taken interest in all. Anyway, you'll do it, won't you? Ah, of course you will. Of course you bloody will. You'll be a goddamn fool to refuse. You'll need to trouble that bastard Phaser. For the details, oh, and though it stick me in the throat to say it, I reckon you should probably thank Jokobo's arse while you're at it. He's the one that made it happen. Well met, Smith. I gather you have heard about your commission. I trust you understand what an honor this is, as well as what's at stake. The client in question is a distinguished person with tremendously high expectations. Should you fail to live up to them, it will reflect poorly on both you and your guild. As for myself, the last thing I need is a well-connected Uldant telling his associates not to buy your products. Products, I need hardly add, which I should very much like to sell. Which I should very much like to sell them. That's so weird. Anyway, in short, don't fail. Now then, I believe I saw Miss Kuswib arrive a moment ago. She is our client's representative. Go inside and introduce yourself to her. She will explain the commission. I've heard a great deal about you, Linadair. What is happening? As you may have heard, my master was captivated by the talents of your exceptional craftsmanship, and thought you the ideal candidate to undertake a commission of particular import to him. By way of an introduction, my master's estate boasted the most spectacular gardens in all of Costa del Sol. Its many botanical marvels owe much to the efforts of our chief craftsman, who has nurtured them since he was a lad. The dear old fellow has been with the family for generations now, and my master feels it is past time that his years of faithful service be recognized. And what better way to honor the tireless efforts of one's loyal servant than to present him with an exquisitely wrought example of the tool of his beloved trade? In short, Mr. Dare, my master would like to commission a plumed iron hatchet of the first order. Know that anything less than perfection will be deemed unacceptable. We trust you will not disappoint us. Now before we do this, let me go and turn around and figure out what the hell is happening. I just hear noises. Right, plumed iron. What level is this quest? Level 30. Plumed iron hatchet. Walnut and iron. Where's the walnut? There it is. I just remembered something, which I will check out in a moment. Meanwhile, you can hear this beautiful sound in the background, which I didn't even think about. It's been a while since I've had this sound be in the background there. Oh well, it's there nonetheless. No way to go around it. My apologies in advance. I like to say in advance, although it's already happening, but you know, whatever. There we go. Do you have the hatchet? My, though I count myself no expert in such matters, even I am sensible to this hatchet's quality. It is magnificent. Master Phasart's words did not do you justice. You are a veritable prodigy, madam. Your hatchet is more a work of art than a tool. When I run my fingers along its smooth leather grip and gaze upon its flawless, sparkling blade, I find that I am moved. It seems a great shame to allow such a masterpiece to be used for mere gardening. But tools are made for a purpose. Mayhap as the blade dulls and the grip wears, it will gain a different sort of beauty. Ah, but I'm beginning to sound like our chief craftsman. Such a gentle soul, I'm quite sure that he will see the artistry in your creation. Why, it may even serve to inspire him in his own craft. You should be proud. On behalf of my lord, I thank you, Lunadair. Pray give my regards to Master Phasar. You certainly rose to the occasion. Expertly done, Smith. And it seems Miss Kuswip has marked you out as a crafter of outstanding skill. If her master agrees with her assessment, this may very well be the first of many such commissions. You have every right to be proud. I support your mentor. I suppose your mentor will want to know what's transpired. Ugh. I swear your talents are truly wasted. Serving that fool. You may tell him I said so. If you wish, you're a damn good smith, Lynn. You can do better. Oh, there you are, lass. Well, let us know how it went then, eh? He said that, did he? Cheeky sod. Talking like he knows what it means to be a smithy. There ain't no one as knows better than me, and I've only ever wanted what's best for you. I still remember the day you first walked in here, you know, it was clear to me, even then, that you'd got a will of iron, something in your arse. There was something as told me you'd give your all to the craft, not for coin or for fame, but for the sake of making something good. And that's just what we need around here, so don't let us down, Lynn. Stick with us and we'll do right by you. Okay, I will be right back again. These recordings have been a mess, Jesus. Alright. Something evil's brewing in my belly. I tell you, can't seem to keep anything down. Too many at the witch, I reckon. Couldn't have come at a worse time either. It phaser's breathing down on my neck. Now, when it comes to the market, you've never met a tighter miser than old Phaser. But at the Colosseum, the man throws gold at fighters like water at a fire. They know it too, so they ask their patron for a new blade, and once they get their blade, once they get their blade, now it's a bigger, sharper, shinier blade. Before you know it, I'm wasting me waking bells forging weapons for folk, or I ain't got arms enough to wield them all. Don't get me wrong, I can barely take the horseman's coin, but I ain't up to it this time, on account of my condition. Which is why I need you to make whatever needs making in my stead. Have a word with Phaser and see what he wants. Set Phaser to stun. Oh my god. Anyway. So, Brazil sent you to me again. I'm flattered he holds me in such high esteem. Or in such esteem, whatever. As you may have heard, I have an eye for able warriors, yet without the proper arms and armament, ability is for naught. Forge me one steel budge of equal splendor and might, and you and Brazil shall know the bounty of my generosity. But fail me, Lynn, and I may be forced to reconsider my arrangement with Deacon Vermelis. Or Vermelis. Right. Steel budge. Steel budge. 2 steel, 1 iron, 1 oak. Right, 2 steel. One iron. Can I please? Thank you. And then a piece of oak. A piece of Professor Oak. We can rebuild him. We have the technology. Right. Steel budge. I love this quest name. Set Phaser to stun. One steel budge. Then make the greatest weapon you've ever made. Then throw it away and make me a better one. You've come with my gifts? Excellent. Let us have a look, shall we? I demand nothing short of perfection, and you have exceeded my every expectation, then. The finer budge I've never seen. A well-wrought oak haft, with a solid steel barrel, more than sharp enough to slice through sinew and bone. Many an orc's neck shall it cleave. Cannot wait to see it wielded. Yes, the glory of the steel budge you have forged for me shall be sung in the screams of all who stand before it. I say my trust in you was not misplaced, Lynn, and I trust I shall have need of your skills in the future. You know, Lynn, the contracts you've helped us Guild secure ought to make us a fortune. If we can find the hands to keep up with the demand, that is. Quite a name you've made for yourself in the process. You've got your head in the forge, so don't hear what so you don't hear what I do. So you don't hear what I do. All over the ports, I hear the chatter of sailors and merchants extolling the fabled wares from Lynn's forge, and I assure you, they ain't alone. Else, it's gotten to the point where half your fellow smithies are asking that you forge their smithing tools, even if you've time to make them. As if you've time to make them one by one. I'm getting attacked by a cat. Help. So I told them most of them could hope for would be one wrapped crowspeak hammer, or two example a shine in excellence, to which all of its kind would be held. What say you, lass? Reckon you can do your forge master this favor? Oh my god, my cat just farted too. Yeah. Come on, cat. We're not doing this. You either lay on my lap, or you lay nowhere else. You may be able to hear purring in the background now, but, you know... If I can keep this cat quiet, but... Or, like, just keep them in one spot. Doing this, I'm happy. Wrapped crowspeak hammer. There. I need a steel crow. Okay. A steel crowspeak hammer. Steel crowspeak hammer. Help. No! Jesus fucking Christ. This cat's gonna ruin my freaking gear. Steel crowspeak hammer. I need velveteen. So steel, velveteen, and oak. So oak. And then a piece of velveteen, which requires some cotton yarn. Some cat ASMR, maybe. Back to the blacksmith. For the... Nope. We're not doing this. Stop. You're not allowed to be on my fucking desk. You're allowed to be a lot of different places, but not my desk. I told you. Nope, we're not doing this. Not on my desk. No, for the love of... Oh my god, just... She has to be literally everywhere. She's gonna fall off, isn't she? That's a glass. If you push over that glass, that's gonna be bad. Well, there you go. Congratulations. Now you're over there. Oh my god. This is what I needed. Oh. It was this, right? Because it's a steel... A wrapped... No. Jesus Christ. Steel crowspeak hammer into a wrapped crowspeak hammer. Okay. There we go. Jesus. And now we need a wrapped one, which requires more steel and a piece of board leather. Really? No, nope, I told you. That's illegal. I apparently still have that crow's-beak camera, which is really annoying, but oh well. So be it. Alright, milady. Over there. There you go. Okay. Jesus Christ. No. No. We're not gonna do that. You can stay right over here. Not on me. Not when I'm recording. Just stay right over here. Yeah? Like a nice little kitten. Alright. All I'm asking for is a single. Yeah. All I'm asking for is less noise. By God's beard, would have thought that brutish tool of force could possess such beauty. The hammer's claw evokes the elegance and ruthless efficiency of a golden beak, plucking worms from the ground. And it's flawlessly counterbalanced, asymmetrical by the face. This cat, I swear to God, no. Over there. Everything is better, except my lap. Not in my wildest forging fantasies could I ever envision laying hands or eyes on such a perfect hammer. Else I reckon it's too perfect to show the lot. To look upon the daunting heights of such peak perfection would truly discourage even the boldest of budding blacksmiths. On the other hand, it ought to put those uppity smithies in their place. Besides, it'd be a crime to keep this hammer hidden away from the world. With any luck, it'll serve as inspiration to your forge mates, and maybe even motivate me to follow in your footsteps. There we go. This freaking cat, I swear. It's a good time to be a smithy, Lynn. Clients are banging down our doors, clamoring for wares. And to think it's all because of one fateful day. I had the foresight to let you join our ranks. Smartest thing I ever done. Aye, in prosperous times such as these, you can't help but be in high spirits. Even your most hated enemies start to seem like decent folk. Why, just the other day, I downed a few pints with old Phasor. Oh, speaking of which, Phasor was going on and on about his lady gladiator what caught his eye. One he'd like to lavish with gifts, so he'd a mind to have you forge the weapons. But you know him, the man had to speak to you in person. Best go on and oblige the bastard. Beauty and the Bardiche. Lynn, good of you to come. I knew no other whom I could call upon. Her name is Muriel. She is both muse and genius, a portrait of grace and beauty amidst the carnage of war, expertly versed in every technical discipline of combat. Muriel is more than a mere gladiator. She is an artiste. If she is to paint the battlefield red, only the finest of instruments will suffice. And such instruments can only be created by the greatest of blacksmiths. Stop, I swear. Thus, I would ask you a pair of cobalt knuckles. Oh, no. Order. A buccaneer's bardiche and a cobalt shamshir, with which she might reign over the Colosseum like the goddess she is. I will inspect your work when it is complete. Though I have little reason to doubt your capabilities, I will not present to Muriel anything less than perfection. Okay, cobalt knuckles. I'm gonna need a piece of boar leather. I'm probably gonna run out of boar hide. Which is a little bit annoying, but at the same time, not entirely unexpected. Then a buccaneer's bardiche, which needs some horn glue. a good thing I kept all of those outgoat horns. And then a cobalt shamshir, which requires a basilisk whetstone. Son of a bitch. What am I doing? That was the wrong move. I forgot that I turn off Discord usually. Knuckles, a British and a Shamshir. He must be fit for a goddess. Hey, what? No. There we go. While your weapons look most impressive, I must properly appraise your work. Inside. The Knuckles, a sturdy and stable design for a straightforward weapon. I'm gonna be right back. Alright, for the sake of future me, I decided to turn Discord off on my desktop. The Knuckles, sturdy and stable design for a straightforward weapon. The lack of superfluous ornamentation speaks to an emphasis on function. Next we come to the Bardiche, a brutish, base weapon likely born of the beast tribes. Initially, I feared its barbaric origins might sully Muriel's angelic hands, but I firmly believe there is no weapon her feminine touch cannot civilize. And lastly, the Shamshir. The seductive curvature of the blade is sinister in its simplicity. You have taken notoriously obstinate cobalt and bent it to your will. Again, you exceed my every expectation. I can only imagine Muriel's joy upon seeing such splendid wares. Let her gaze upon the face of the one who forged them. You'll find her aboard the Astalicia. That's a word. That's a name. Anyway, where is this? At the Fisherman's Guilds. Yeah, I think I'll just go and use the Ethernet. The Ethernet. Right. Just a dude hanging. Yes, the gift I was promised. It is good to know Phaser is a man of his word. But personally, I prefer a woman of action. Show me what you've got. Most impressive indeed. I am humbled. With your weapons in my grip, victory is all but assured. Phaser certainly possesses an eye for the finer things, yet the eye that finds beauty that interests me less than the hands that craft it. The strong, skilled hands of an artisan like yourself. Gladiator and blacksmith make quite a pair, do we not? What is a weapon without a wielder? Or a wielder without a weapon? We complete each other. I came to Limsa Lominsa to see your wares at the old man's behest, and found everything he promised and more. Know that in the heat of battle, as I clutch them tightly in my hands, my thoughts will be of you. Okay. Okay. M'lady. As they say. Something in me kind of expected her to be the person from the Hildebrand questline. The female gladiator. But no, it's just It's just some other female gladiator wearing the light steel chest plate. Good news, Lynn. That gladiator you outfitted, Muriel, none the work of a million merchants for us since. Done the work of a million merchants for us since. Jeez, her name's on the lips of every Colosseum fan, as is the name of the smithy would forge their armaments. Our wares are selling faster than we can forge them, and every member of the guild is reaping the benefits. Aye, the ale'll flow like wine at the wench tonight. Of course, customers, they've been asking for you by name. But I tell them you ain't got time to personally craft all their butcher knives and bric-a-brac. I've certainly no intention of shoveling that drudgery off on you. But there's one commission that requires your personal attention, I reckon. This one comes to us by the way of ffXIV, so pay the man a visit. Before you go, a word of warning. ffXIV's a solemn soul to begin with, but this job's got him one tighter than ever. Judging from his countenance, best be prepared for a blatant tough challenge. There you are, hear me out. None other than the finest blacksmiths in all Vilbrand will do for this task. So renowned are your weapons that your name echoes through the distant wood of Gridania. So powerful your forge that it has bent their disdain for steel into admiration. As such, a former champion of the Colosseum living amid the leaves has contacted me in hopes of engaging your services. That is all I can say. The rest she would tell you herself. The Count wishes to meet you in private, and will be waiting for you on the platform just below the drowning bench. Pray do not keep her waiting. Cool. Time to run all the way over there. Why though? I still think Lim's Element is really cool in its design. There's always one thing that cats just keep on doing. Getting stuck in like everything. And what's the best way to deal with the problem? You just keep pulling. You just keep pulling. An honor, Linda there. I appreciate you coming all this way to meet me. I am told you are a blacksmith without peer. It is for this reason that I have come to seek your assistance. The sword I would have you forge must befit a storied Colosseum champion, rather a man who would become one once more. This gladiator is recently returned to Ul'dah and has chosen to fight under a different name, you see. Perhaps you're familiar with the Bronze Bull? I thought not. Its performance on the Blood's Hands has been less than stellar. Despite his wealth of experience, he struggles. I've seen him fight. His weapons are his weakness, but I fear he thinks himself at fault. Which brings me to my request. I wish to arm the Bronze Bull with a quality cobalt winglet, strengthened with the savage might materia of the 3rd grade. He is a far greater gladiator than his record suggests, and deserves better than the rubbish he wields. When the sword is ready, deliver it to ffXIV. He shall see that the Bronze Bull receives it. And off she goes, walking off of the platform. Like, she went this way. And she just jumped off into the sea. Simple. Okay, a cobalt winglet, huh? There it is. I need horn glue, and of course this. Okay. Horn glue I can make with all of these. Now, since I'm too lazy to walk, let me just go and teleport to the main Aetheroid crystal. I'm gonna need to buy these, like this shell anyway. Oh. Let's... So a sunrise talon. I guess I'll buy 2 then. Right. Wow, I just... This sometimes happens. So I have like a certain way that I start off a recipe. But then sometimes I miss a moment where the condition is excellent. And that really sucks. Oh well. These recipes aren't ridiculously difficult, so it's still very manageable. Right, now, what was it again? Savage Might. Savage Might 3. Savage Might 3, there we go. Split one of them off. Melt. Savage Might 3. There we go. I wanted to say something, but my throat was just like, no, you're not. You cannot. I'm aware of the client specifications. As soon as I verify that that your sword is to her satisfaction, I shall contact the intended recipient. You have outdone yourself yet again. Your task is almost complete. In a most peculiar request, the client wishes to be on hand, yet out of sight for the purveyance of her gift. I shall attend to the arrangements. You need only be ready. Since when have you taken a fancy to a male gladiator, Phasor? What's all this really about? I assure you, you will not be displeased. Quite the opposite, I should hope. Pleased, then? Precisely. We come bearing a gift. A gift for me? Give it to someone who deserves it. I'm in no mood to be fawned over. Due to your mounting defeats, no doubt. I know my record, merchant. Ah, but that is the very reason I believe this gift will lift your spirits. Behold the cure for your recent woes. A sword like no other. This blade, I've never seen its equal. Did you forge this, smith? I would be proud to call it my own. I believe that is precisely what our patron intended. Care to tell me who your patron is, and why he sees fit to confer upon me such a treasure? I can say only that she prays for your success. It is her hope that with this sword you will win new glory, and that these words will help you remember that of old. The way of the sword is such that all who walk it become lost. Her words, eh? Well, I don't see why she had to orchestrate this mummer's farce. Would have gladly accepted the sword from her in person. Oh? I thought the calamity had claimed her life. Huh. Should know better than to think the Hellfire Phoenix would die so easily. And now it is my turn to take wing. On my honor, I shall one day stand atop the Colosseum and do this sword justice. Waiting in the winglet, I hate it. Grainfar's now full. I suspected knew I was present the moment his words left Phasor's lips. Why not give him the sword in person? It is complicated. Simply put, I will not involve myself directly in Colosseum affairs. Long ago I swore never again to take up sword or spear for sport. I have entrusted the Forge Master with your honorarium. Please accept it with my heartfelt thanks. Well, look who's back from bringing in another fortune. I don't know how you do it, Lynn, but I'm glad you're doing it for us. If you hadn't come along when you did and helped us turn things around with your quality smithing, I reckon I'd be another worthless drunk drowning my sorrows at the wench. Instead, I'm a happy employed drunk celebrating my successes at the wench. You know, any light with a tool can put passion into her work, but to have it come out the other side and affect focus through art and artistry. And make no mistake, lass, the impact of what you've done for the guild will be felt for years to come. You're one of the best goddamn smithies I've ever had the pleasure of knowing, Lynn. There ain't nothing more to say than that. There we go. We level up and then we can equip the Vulcan. We also learned Precise Touch. Ooh, you touch my tra-la-la. What does Precise Touch do? Well, it is a ridiculously good skill. It increases quality. Increases inner stack, blah 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 by that. So, you might be thinking like, it's just like an efficiency of 150? You what? Yes. Available only when material condition is good or excellent though. So, from this point onwards, once you have this unlocked, you're basically going to use this skill constantly. Yeah, like, once it's good or excellent, just use Precise Touch, because the 150, which is, you know, more than these two will ever give you, and it only costs 18, so it just works. Anyway, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode of just us playing Final Fantasy XIV, and next episode we're going to go and begin the Armor request line. Goodbye.